morning, and welcome to this week's edition of Marquette in Motion. We're your hosts, Hallie Kilberg
and Miranda Peters. On today's show, we'll be discussing the upcoming fall play titled Almost Maine,
answering your questions and you ask, we answer,
informing you on the Marquette Seniors' recent Job Shadow Day,
giving you, as always, all the Marquette sports and updates,
and interviewing Marquette's fall play co-director, Mrs. Julie Schrader.
We'll also be helping you remember to fall back.
As many of you may know, tonight you have to switch your clocks back 1 hour due to the daylight saving time schedule.
Canada is credited with instituting the big idea of daylight saving time in 1908.
The United States followed suit in 1918 when President Woodrow Wilson signed it into law to help with the war effort.
At that time, it was called fast time, but it fell out of favor and was later repealed.
In 1942, FDR brought daylight saving time back, but in a year-round fashion.
Contrary to popular belief, farmers were not enthusiastic about daylight saving time as the schedule shift would inversely affect their feeding and milking times, and farmers preferred to go by the sun, not the clock.
Since that time, daylight saving time has seen many facelifts.
Currently, daylight saving time starts the second Sunday in March and ends on the first Sunday in November, which happens to be tomorrow. So,
don't forget to turn your clocks back or you'll be an hour early for Marquette's play Almost Maine, happening Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings. Here to tell us about that is Katherine Heimbuck.
Have you heard? Marquette will be performing its fall play on the 10th, 11th, and 12th of November at 7 p.m. every night. The play will be held on the Dolan stage in the Mech. This year's production is called Almost Maine. Almost Maine is a play about a fictional town and the people in it. Through 9 vignettes, audience members will get to experience scenes full of romance, hope, and a little touch of awkwardness. According to NPR, Almost Maine is the most popular full-length play performed in high schools this year. The fall play cast is very excited about the show and has been working hard since September to make this an enjoyable production. Also, do you want to know something cool? Almost the whole Marquette in Motion team is in the fall play. So please join us Thursday, Friday, or Saturday evening to support the fine arts at Marquette. A cast member was quoted as saying, "The cast, crew, and our director, Mr. Doss, and co-director, Mrs. Schrader, have really come together to make this play great. Even the stage crew is really excited. We really hope you will come to watch." Remember, Almost Maine, November 10th, 11th, and 12th at 7 p.m. in the Mech. And now it's almost commercial time. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Katherine Heimbuck. Stay tuned. More Marquette in Motion on the way.
Welcome back to Marquette in Motion. Here to answer all of your burning questions are Sam Peters and Jonathan Herrig.
All right, guys, you ready?
Absolutely.
We're ready.
Okay, question 1 reads, "This is my very first year of being able to vote, but I'm not crazy about either candidate. How do I still exercise my right?"
Well, I would say that even though you don't agree with either candidate's views, you can always choose a third party, or if you'd like, choose a write-in who you think might have a fighting chance.
Okay, and the second question asks, there's a student at Marquette who's the only girl in her class. This potentially could be hard for a student, so what should we do to make it easier?
Do you have any experience with this?
I have some tips for you.
Well, I was actually the only guy in my class for 2 years in junior high, and my advice would just be to get involved and be friends with the people that you have in your class as it is, and also try and make friends with the classes above and below you, because that really helped a lot, because I got some really good friends in the class below me, and that helped quite a bit.
And finally, why can't I use my phone in the lunchroom? And do you agree with the policy?
I think that the teachers don't want us using our phones in the lunchroom, so we actually socialize and have a conversation with one another. And as for me, I honestly don't use my phone that much, and I kind of like it, but it can sometimes be annoying when you want to make a call.
Yeah, this is one of the only times during the day that we can actually talk to our friends for an extended period of time, and it's really good to just get that out so you can jump back into class after lunch.
Thanks for all the great advice, guys. Maybe you have a future in counseling. Here to tell us more about seniors' futures is Justina Denlinger.
On Thursday, the seniors took part in the Job Shadow experience. Miss Julie Schmidt, Marquette school counselor, organized the event for the seniors. Based on the seniors' interests and their tentative future career choices, Ms. Schmidt contacted various professionals in the local communities with careers similar to the interests of our seniors. She then created a job shadow experience for each senior. Some of the students traveled to Maquoketa to the hospital to shadow doctors and nurses, some went to Dubuque to shadow air care pilots, counselors, and occupational and physical therapists. And some of the students stayed in Bellevue to shadow a dentist, DNR conservationist, and a diesel mechanic, just to name a few. Speaking of shadowing, without a shadow of a doubt, Marquette in Motion will be back right after these messages. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Justina Denlinger.
Welcome back to Marquette in Motion. Here again, this time with the latest Marquette sports and updates, are Sam Peters and Jonathan Herrig.
Thanks, Hallie. The Marquette girls cross country team, as well as Samuel Peters, traveled out to Fort Dodge this past Saturday to run in the state meet. The girls were able to get a 4th place finish, which is the best state finish in Marquette girls history. Hallie Kilberg was also able to finish with an individual 15th place finish. Individual qualifier Samuel Peters also had a great last meet to his cross-country career.
Thanks, John. We'd like to wish Tori Milko good luck as she swims out at the state swimming meet today, held in Marshalltown. She qualified in the 100 butterfly, 100 backstroke, 200 medley, and 50 freestyle. Great job, Tori. This coming week, Almost Maine, Marquette's fall play, will be held Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Come out and watch the shows, starting at 7 o'clock each night.
Marquette's annual chicken dinner fundraiser will also be held next Sunday the 13th. Come down to Horizon Hall from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. for some of Camus's famous roasted chicken.
For Marquette in Motion, this has been Sam Peters.
And Jonathan Herrig with your Marquette Sports and Updates report.
Thanks, guys. Up next are Kelsey and Brooklyn interviewing Mrs. Schrader.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brooklyn Moore.
And I'm Kelsey Gerlach.
And today we'll be interviewing Mrs. Schrader, and her birthday just happened to be yesterday. So would you like to tell us how you spent your birthday? How did it go?
It went really well. I appreciated all the well wishes from students and teachers, and I had a lot of cards and letters, so it was very nice.
So for all the people that don't know, what is your position here at Marquette?
I am an English teacher here in the high school. I teach sophomore English, and then I also teach print media, which creates the yearbook, so that keeps me pretty busy. In addition to that, I coach junior high speech in the winter, and I am also going to work with Dance Marathon this year, so I'm excited about working with the students and organizing that. And then, of course, I also do fall play and spring musical. I help with that.
So you mentioned the fall play. What production will Marquette be performing this fall, and what are the days and times, if you know them?
Marquette is going to be putting on the play Almost Maine, and it will be showing on November 10th, 11th, and 12th, which is next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We have some funny scenes. We have a very powerful scene about a married couple that just really gets to the core of their relationship, and it exposes the emotions that are involved. But if I had to choose one, it would probably be the last scene called Seeing It. It's about two friends, Dave and Rhonda, who are played by Sam Peters and Ashley Coos. They've been friends for a long time, and Dave would like to maybe move this friendship into something more like a couple. And Rhonda, on the other hand, she's a very feisty character. She's a snowmobile champ and an arm wrestling champ, and she's a little clueless when it comes to romance. So she's not really seeing what Dave wants. And Dave's a patient man, so he keeps working at it. And I'm not going to tell you whether he wins her over or not. I don't want to spoil it for you. But I will tell you that not every scene has a happy ending to it. So it'll keep you in suspense. You'll have to come out and watch the show next week.
My personal favorite, however, is Getting It Back. So
the one that you happen to be in, Kelsey?
Maybe, I don't know.
It's a good one too. Yeah, they're all wonderful.
Okay, so you also mentioned you're an English teacher. So what is your favorite English book?
Oh, that would have to be To Kill a Mockingbird. I've taught that for a couple of years, and it's my all-time favorite classic. Scout, I just love her, and Atticus is just a wonderful character, so full of wisdom and common sense, and we can learn so many messages from him.
I know, I love that book too. It's so good. What is your biggest grammar or English pet peeve?
Oh, grammar pet peeve, I guess I would have to say double negatives.
Well, that concludes our interview. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Brooklyn Moore
And Kelsey Gerlach.
with Tell Us More.
But
Thanks for reporting, everyone.
And thank you for tuning in. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Miranda Peters
And Hallie Kilberg. And remember, stay informed, stay involved, stay
in motion.